Hello, welcome to Cooking with Culture, and this is episode 2. Today we're going to be cooking khinkali from the country of Georgia, which is in Central Asia. So, these dumplings there's not too much ingredients to go in them, but they're very filling, and that's the reason they cook it. They didn't have a lot of ingredients, and they used what they had to make these dumplings. The Mongols also saw it as parcels of meat that they could carry around everywhere. So yeah, we're going to get started on the first step. Okay, so now we're going to put everything in a food processor. That's the key. So this right here is 1.1 pounds of meat. In there. And then just get a handful of greens, cilantro / coriander, and then dill. You like 1 large onion or like 2 medium onions. Okay, and then now you're gonna just do this for a second. So now you're gonna put in a half teaspoon of salt, a half teaspoon of chili powder, a half teaspoon of cumin, yeah, and then a half teaspoon of salt and 4 cloves of garlic. Along with that, you're gonna have 1.5 cups of water. Okay, so now after you're all done with the food processor, don't do it for too long or else it's gonna get too liquidy. And to know if it's ready, you're gonna stick a spoon in it, and if it stands up, you know you have the right consistency. So yeah, now we're gonna go on to make the dough. Okay, so now we have, to make the dough, you have to have 1 pound of flour into a mixer. And if you don't have a mixer with this is a dough paddle or a dough hook, then you're gonna have to do it by hand, and it's gonna take forever. Just a warning. And then you have 1 cup of water and a teaspoon of salt. Mix it together. And then after it's done, you have to knead it for a while, because if you don't knead it for a while and put it in flour, if you don't put it in flour, you're done. It's just gonna be sticky, and it's gonna be a monster, and it's gonna be bad. So yeah, get some real quick. You should be able to cut the dough in half with a knife.
Why did you decide to start cooking things?
Why did I decide to decide? Yeah. Okay, I decided to start cooking things because from around the world, because I like food and I like other cultures, because I'm so used to the US that it's like I want to see what other people do, and what other people do is just more interesting than what you do, because you're so used to what you do.
And how did you find out about the things that you're cooking?
The khinkali. So I watched this YouTuber, and he got invited to Georgia by a Georgian person. I forget who it is. And then the first thing when they got there was khinkali, and they just showed him how to eat it. And then I got a cookbook for Christmas, and it was also in there, so I was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. So yeah.
What are some of the other things you're cooking while you throughout the series?
So far, I've cooked.
Either so far or throughout the whole thing.
I'm not sure. I know I'm making crepes next, and the last thing I did was fufu and peanut soup from Ghana in Africa.
Fufu?
It looks like Bisquick, flour, and water all mixed together, and it's really weird. Yeah. Interesting.
Do you think you'll ever go to Georgia?
Maybe. Yeah. It's cool.
So, what are you doing now?
So we're gonna get the plastic food wrap. Get the plastic food wrap. You're gonna put this in the fridge, along with the meat if you'd like, which is probably a good idea if you put the meat in. For this, you're gonna put this in for 30 minutes in the fridge. After taking it out of the fridge, after 30 minutes, it should be way softer now. Way, way, way softer. So you're gonna get this and then you're gonna roll it into like sausage kind of looking thing. So you're gonna knead it. This, if made right, is about 18 pieces.
Does that make 18 dumplings or?
18 dumplings. That's what I mean. Around that. Because you don't want it, because if the pieces are too big, you're gonna have these humongous dumplings and you're not gonna be able to fill, and you're gonna make like 4. So, you have to, they're supposed to be super, super thin. And Georgia is not really a country many people heard of. Recently I did a geography bee and somebody in the geography bee started laughing when somebody said Georgia was a country because they thought they were stupid. I'm at 14 pieces right now. Next, you're gonna roll out the dough. Hi, Sammy. And you're gonna want it thick in the middle and thin towards the ends. Ah. Alright. He's like, what the heck is going on right now? Don't worry, Sammy. You're fine. We're putting the meat in the middle. You want to put a considerably lot. And this is the part everybody messes up on. And it's the part I will probably mess up on too. You have to fold the dumpling. Ooh. And if you make it wrong, I mean, just make a ball. Do what you can. Get some extra dough, patch it up. I feel so wrong doing this.
Better than throwing it away.
Yeah, better than throwing it away. Guess that's the good thing about it. If it's bad, you can just make a ball. Okay, now we have the dumplings, and we're gonna put them into boiling water. Ooh, that was a bad idea. I don't know why I did that. Use this.
That's dangerous.
Yeah. And you're gonna let that sit until they become golden. So now we put some butter in there. And now we're gonna put some dill on top. Yeah, now they're ready to eat. And the traditional, oh, these are a little hot. The traditional way to eat them is you eat them with your hands. You do not eat them with anything else. Don't try. Also, as I said, they use these to stretch out their food. And yeah, I'll see you next week when we're eating crepes. Very juicy. Also very hot.